This is my court.
Once
I'm
again
Phoenix
from the
Wright,
top.
and this is my courtroom now.
But this time with feeling.
This time with zealing.
Some zest.
Throwback to my violin teacher, who would always say, "It needs to be zestier."
What?
I can't just forget
Is
the
that
SL9
Ampia?
incident. You know why?
Hold it! But that case was solved 2 years ago, wasn't it?
That's the reason the evidence was stored in the evidence room.
Great job!
It's like a
Now.
good place to store evidence.
Joe Dark was convicted for his crimes. One thing I can say for sure is he deserved his sentence.
I remember the Joe Dark case. It involved serial murders, didn't it?
I don't intend to complain about how it turned out. There's something that still bothers me. Something went down at that trial. Something no one will talk about.
Something hanky.
Something's amiss.
What happened?
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to find out.
Wasn't the judge there?
I mean,
Could have been a different judge.
they have more than... Contrary to popular belief, they do have more than one judge.
I guess because he said he remembered it, but I guess maybe he just heard about it.
Yeah,
To
probably.
be fair, if there were serial murders in your town,
Yeah.
Why is he so concerned with that incident? Maybe I should present him with what I think his real reason is. I had a feeling we'd wind up here sooner or later. Everyone involved here is related in some way to that case. I'd better take another look at the files.
Oh.
Take a closer look at those files. Thank you. I feel like I make this joke every time, but I think
I feel like I keep almost making that joke and then I stop myself because I don't think anybody's gonna, like, recognize it.
Take it closer.
Oh, I would. Classic. Jeb Bates.
This looks like the credits.
Yeah, the whole gang's
does.
here.
Executive investigators. It's literally in, like, credits. It's like the
Alright.
regular investigators and then the executive investigators.
Yeah. Hath anyone gleaned a fact?
Well, I
No.
know, but I've played this
I
case
know
before.
that you know.
I have never once known a fact in my life.
I have gleaned many facts, but I do not know how they are relevant.
Alright, then I will
Run
cycle through
everything
the
again.
file once more.
There's someone named Kirby.
That's the fact.
Oh shit, I meant to go back one page to laugh at Kirby, but... There he is, Your Honor. Or she.
Edith Kirby.
Edith Kirby.
Kirby the pink
Kirby is female.
thing. Well, it was,
Kirby
is that
is
true?
literally just a blob. I don't
Kirby's a
think Kirby
blob.
needs a gender.
Kirby is Kirby, and that's that. But also, if we believe this report, Kirby is dead, so...
What does Kirby's skeleton look like?
Oh,
Do you think
God.
Kirby has a skeleton?
There's
Do you
just
think
I don't know.
one bone.
Is Kirby an invertebrate?
I think
Kirby's
Kirby's an
squishy.
invertebrate.
I
Kirby
think
have an exoskeleton?
No.
What?
No, I think it's...
Kirby is boneless. Boneless Kirby.
Kirby
I
has
think-
the bone shape of whatever he
Bo-
swallowed last.
I do not think that Kirby
like a
has a
boneless
skeleton,
steak.
exo, or endo. I think that
Kirby steak is boneless.
I think Kirby is like a sea cucumber or something.
Hold it! Kirby steak? I heard that. You think you can say Kirby steak in this chat and get a pass?
Boneless steak is just Kirby steak.
I hate you. You are cutting him up. I hate you.
He's dead. Let's eat him.
May I present evidence
Want you
to
to eat my body if
court?
I were dead.
Please
What
take a look
is-
at the victim here.
What is happening?
Does this look like someone who has bones?
I'm saying that Kirby is dead, therefore there's no problem with eating them.
I am
Him?
trying to read a case file. God.
Okay, consider Kirby is a single-celled organism, and those are just like pseudopods.
Correct.
One cell.
Kirby
big
absorbs
cell.
everything through endocytosis.
It wouldn't work because the surface area to volume would not be great enough.
This is a...
There's only one cell here, and it's the one I'm throwing you all into for bringing this up.
What are we supposed to be doing right now?
We're supposed
Trying
to
to
be
be
finding
finding
out what
why-
Jake Marshall's motive in not wanting this case to be done is.
Victim
Okay.
is
Maybe
Neil
the fact
Marshall. They're
that there's a
related.
there's a victim who has the name Marshall.
And now we see why I've had
We
this
find
page
it.
open for 5 minutes.
We were talking about Kirby. It's important.
I went back to that page to make a joke about Kirby so that you would read Neil Marshall's name, and instead, look what I got! Jesus Christ! I don't know where to present this.
I think it's on the last one. Like the...
Oh,
Can't
okay.
just forget
Yep.
the SL9 incident.
You know why? Because they killed Kirby. Wait, hold on. It's on page 2, in case anyone asks me.
And take...
They're going
yeah.
to. That's a large case file you have there.
Objection! Officer Marshall, I think I understand. Kirby is a single-celled organism. I think I know why you care so much about the SL9 incident.
Sounds like you've been sipping too much cactus juice, partner. It's
Yeah.
the quenchiest.
That's what I was about to say. It is the quenchiest. I have the SL9 incident file here. The name Marshall is mentioned in here.
Twice, no less. That's my...
In a list of murder victims.
Oh my god, Jake Marshall's a ghost!
Neil Marshall. Are you related to this man?
I am Neil Marshall.
Dun dun dun!
Of course I know him. He's me.
Neil Marshall? Is that you?
Yeah, I'm sure you've heard the name. 2 years ago. He received the same lousy prosecutor award you got.
What? A prosecutor?
Prosecutors can't be killed.
They have plot armor.
I mean,
He must be talking about the King of Prosecutors Award.
Chekhov's trophy.
Now I remember. Prosecutor Neil Marshall. Everything in this game is a Chekhov's blank.
True.
He handled the SL9 case before I did.
That's right. He was killed. And the case fell into your hands.
But what's his relation to you?
He was my brother.
Hat
Take off my hat because I'm sad.
I don't like his hair.
This is the first time I realized it was hair and not some weird cloth.
We told you it was hair. When he first showed up, you asked if it was cloth, and we said hair.
Yeah, but then I ignored you and kept thinking of it as cloth.
God damn it.
He was investigating the murders with Damon Gant, the then deputy chief of police. The group of detectives I was part of worked under them. We were desperate to prosecute the killer. Hannibal Lecter?
Hannibal Lecter.
Disgusting.
Joe Dark. Hannibal Lecter. My brother fought Dark and was killed.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't be laughing, but like...
That was the first time Dark left behind any evidence. That was all we needed.
Suspicious.
He was arraigned and incarcerated. The case was finally closed. At least, according to the public records.
What do you mean?
My brother couldn't have been killed by Joe Dark. I knew my brother better than anyone. No one could have beaten him in a fight.
This is not a good enough reason. And that's it? That's your reason for your insane actions? Your brother was too buff?
There's more to my brother's death than what the records say. No matter how much you try to hide it, you can't fool me.
His hat just teleported onto his head.
I just moved
Magic.
it very fast.
Well, at least one thing's for certain. Now we know what happened at the police department on the day of the crime.
That was the last day the SL9 case could be reopened. Not satisfied with its resolution, Officer Marshall planned to steal the evidence. Disguising himself as Detective Goodman, he entered the evidence room. Officer Meekins confronted him, so he rendered him unconscious and fled. What a polite way of saying, beat his ass. Yes, this mystery has finally been cleared up. Damn if that wasn't one hell of a mystery that nobody thought needed solving.
But damn if it didn't just get solved.
No murder took place at the police department that day. The things that happen by chance never cease to amaze. At exactly the same time as the murder at the prosecutor's office, this fake murder was going on at the police department. Chance? It's gotta be more than just that.
So if no one was murdered at the police department on the day of the crime,
Okay, I think we've already established that, sir. Move on.
that means the murder in the prosecutor's office parking lot was the real one.
Which in turn means only one person could have committed the crime. Chief Prosecutor Lana Skye. Objection! But wait! A verdict wasn't reached in yesterday's trial. Objection! Which is why we examined the incident at the police department today. But there's only one reason the defendant was not convicted yesterday. There yet remained the mystery of the simultaneous murder at the police department.
Seems to me, this boy's got the draw on you, partner.
Is that a euphemism?
All of the mysteries at the police department have been resolved, no doubt about it.
Every single one?
Our sole murder took... I've solved every single mystery at the police department.
Every single closed or open case is just closed.
Yeah, I looked through
It's
the closed
closed
cases
now.
and I changed their verdicts.
Our sole murder took place at the prosecutor's office. The only suspect is Lana Skye. And the testimony of one Ms. Angel Starr is completely incontestable. If you have a response, make it a single word or less.
Objection.
Ah!
That's not a word. Oh my god.
I rest my case.
All right, you smug
that was
asshole.
the bitchiest thing I've ever seen.
It seems this trial has reached its conclusion. There's no room for doubt.
Well done, Mr. Wright. Thanks to you, I didn't need to waste my time disproving the alleged murder at the police department. There's no doubt what I proved today is true. The apparent murder on the security camera's tape really was fake. But I didn't realize that would end up proving Lana guilty.
You fool!
Now then, the time for the verdict has arrived. This court finds the defendant.
Anyone gonna object? Okay.
This is Larry. Oh, well. Your Honor! Wait!
Emma!
The defense has an objection. A scientific objection.
Oh?
Right?
What do you mean, right?
Mr. Wright? Are you this girl's guardian?
Your Honor?
I'm a 21-year-old with
Oh,
a
in a
Oh.
sense.
Please, Your Honor, all I'm asking for is a minute of your time. Please hear me out. Mr. Edgeworth, please.
I am not good with children. I don't want to leave any loose ends. You want a minute? I'll give you 3.
How generous.
He's gonna
Wow.
scream if we pass it.
Oh no!
I was kind of in shock. I mean, finding out the SL9 incident referred to the Joe Dart killings?
Now that she mentions it, the names of both Sky Sisters were in that file.
But that's when I figured it out. I mean, what Officer Marshall was trying to do that day. So I knew his fingerprint had nothing to do with the crime. That left only one thing. The other handprint.
You mean the traces of blood found on Detective Gumshoe's locker?
But no fingerprints were found on it, right? No, but I figured if I examined it scientifically, I'd be sure to find a clue.
Or what were we doing?
Chillin'.
So I ran over there and looked at it again.
Scientific. So, did you find something?
No. Great.
Huh?
Sorry. I guess I'm not much of a scientific investigator after all.
Is that all?
Please don't be mad. I'm just a high school student.
And I'm just an attorney.
Can I make it any more obvious?
No!
No!
Bad.
That's not... okay. But Mr. Wright, those traces of blood are the only clue we have.
I have 25 pieces of evidence in my inventory.
No, you only have the one. If we can't find something wrong with them... Please, Mr. Wright, you're a professional. If anyone can save Lana, it's you.
Me? Oh boy.
Time's up.
Competent in my life.
Now then, Mr. Wright. With regard to the incident at the police department, does any reasonable doubt remain?
I haven't thought.
No.
It appears the defense is troubled by the other blood mark. Looking at the floor plans, a handprint was discovered around here. Is there a problem with this?
Mr. Wright, I'm sorry I can't be of more use. But still, if you can't find anything wrong with that blood mark, Lana will be... Please answer my question, Mr. Wright. We don't have all day.
Yes, Your Honor. If ever I've needed to concentrate, it's now. What could be wrong with that handprint on Detective Gumshoe's locker? Could there be something I'm missing? There's no problem.
Nope, nothing wrong here.
Just continue on.
Objection! This handprint left at the crime scene clearly shows a contradiction. The only thing that seems clear is your grasping, Mr. Wright.
You've been staring pretty intently at those floor plans.
You've been staring pretty intently at Edgeworth.
Tell me, is there a problem with them?
He's just so beautiful, Your Honor. Yes, this is strange. Take a good look at these floor plans. Something is missing. The floor.
The ceiling.
Missing? You mean something hasn't been drawn on there? Yes, something that, when drawn, will completely change the meaning of the blood mark.
Let us pray the defense isn't simply trying to buy time. Very well, Mr. Wright.
With all this evidence here, there's got to be something I can use.
The question is, which item can prove something is missing in the floor plans? If it's the fucking video.
Which
Wait,
of
is
these...
it the... Guys, is it the, I'm forgetting his name, the creepy thing.
Blue Badger?
Blue Badger.
Yeah. Is that missing from the floor plan?
Think so, actually.
yeah,
It's
right?
hiding.
Can I
Yeah.
hide this, please? Can I see the picture? No.
I don't think it's there.
Can I check the floor plans while I'm in the window of the floor plan? Oh, this is the wrong one. I don't think it's there. Should we present the Blue Badger?
Sure.
Take that!
What about that piece of plywood?
The Blue Badger, mascot of the police force. Defender of truth, guardian of proof. I don't know if I would go that far.
Sailor Mood.
Explain yourself, Mr.
The
Wright.
opposite of the Guardian of Proof because it locked the video.
Please look at the floor plans of the crime scene. The Blue Badger is not here.
So?
So watch what happens when we put him in.
Put me
This
in,
is-
coach.
That's what I was gonna say. This is where he was dancing at the time of the crime. Well,
It's with him.
Well, what?
that's right. So long as the Blue Badger is dancing here, I am sorry for gasping audio. It would be impossible to place a handprint at this spot on the locker.
What?
Wow, I guess no one could possibly move it.
So that means, just exactly what does that mean?
It means it can't be done.
What are you saying? Blood traces were undeniably found on that locker.
Don't look at me. I didn't put it there.
Uh-huh. Mr. Wright, think it through scientifically. Suddenly I'm over here now.
Emma, how did you get over here?
Speedy.
On that afternoon, Officer Meekins was the one who brought the Blue Badger to the evidence room, right? There's too much alliteration in this. After he put it down, it would be impossible to leave a handprint on that locker.
So that must mean this blood mark was left there before the Blue Badger was brought in?
Just one moment. I will not allow such far-fetched balderdash in my courtroom.
I interviewed a parrot in here! It may sound far-fetched, Your Honor, but it's the only possible explanation. On February 21st, in the police department's evidence room, with the knife, Blood was spilled not once, but twice.
That almost rhymed.
But how? One time was captured on this tape, taken by the security camera. Officer Meekins cut his hand, from which a trivial amount of blood fell. The problem is the other time. Why are we still watching?
Need to see it more times.
Just to suffer? Someone bled prior to the struggle shown on this tape. It had to have been Detective Goodman when he was really murdered. Objection! That's ridiculous. I refuse to accept your absurd claim. Objection! The murder portrayed in the security tape has been proven to be a fake. However, that does not explain the blood mark found on the locker. Oh my god, objection! So then, assuming this murder you purport really happened, when did it take place? I demand you show evidence that proves when it occurred. When did the first incident occur?
Forever ago.
To summarize, the defense claims that prior to Officer Meekins being cut by Jake Marshall, who was posing as Detective Goodman, another incident took place in that evidence room.
A lot of shit going on here. That's
There's
right.
a lot to unpack.
The blood mark on the locker proves this.
Very well. Then tell us. When did this first incident occur? As Mr. Edgeworth said, proof must be presented.
Proof that shows when the murder took place. There's only one piece of evidence that can show that.
Now then, will the defense please present its evidence? What shows when the first crime took place? Allegedly.
Would it be the ID card thing? Because that shows that someone went in there at
420?
20. Or at 450, perhaps.
Or perhaps at 440. Sorry.
What does the autopsy report say?
Died between 4:30 and 5 or something. Died within an hour and a half of 4 p.m.
Okay, so
Shall we present it?
that is my guess.
That seems, yeah.
Take that! If the crime took place inside the evidence room, then the killer would have had to enter it. I mean, yeah. And in order to do so, an ID card would have been required.
An ID card. Oh, the ID card record.
Officer Meekins brought the Blue Badger panel into the evidence room at...
Let's see here. 4:50 p.m. If the crime took place before that time, then it would be 4:40 p.m. Ah! Oh, Edgeworth. Ah! Miles Edgeworth! Just what have you done? That was the worst line I've ever had to say.
Never would have figured you had the nerve, boy.
Drop the act, witness. It doesn't take a lot of thought to figure out it couldn't have been me.
Nope, I ain't getting it.
Oh, I guess he's guilty.